If you're just starting out in pickleball, it's easy to fall into some common beginner mistakes. In this video, I'll walk you through the top 10 mistakes new players often make and show you how to avoid them. By avoiding these mistakes from the start, you'll improve faster and play smarter. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, not following through on your serve. Many beginners stop their serve swing too early, resulting in weak or inconsistent serves. It's like telling a joke, but leaving out the punchline. Without a full swing, the ball won't have the power or direction you intended. Cutting your serve short makes it easier for your opponent to return and puts you at a disadvantage from the start of the rally. To avoid this, remember to follow through completely when you serve. Think of your paddle as an extension of your arm. Swing through the ball and continue your motion as if you're reaching out for a high five across the net. By finishing your swing in a smooth arc toward your target, you'll get more power and accuracy on your serves. Mistake number 2, standing still. Poor footwork. If you find yourself planted in one spot during a point, you're making a footwork mistake. When your feet are glued to the court, you end up lunging and reaching for shots instead of being in the right position. Standing stiff as a statue means you're often a step too late, causing mishits or weak returns. The key to fixing this is to stay light on your feet. Always be ready to move. Keep your knees slightly bent and your weight on the balls of your feet. Use small shuffle steps to adjust your position as the ball comes toward you, rather than stretching with your arm alone. By keeping your feet active and positioning yourself early, you'll be set up to hit the ball with better balance and control. Mistake number 3, misusing the non-volley zone, kitchen. The non-volley zone, commonly called the kitchen, is a special area 7 feet from the net where you cannot hit volleys, hitting the ball out of the air. Beginners often misunderstand how to play around the kitchen. Some completely avoid stepping into the kitchen, even when a ball bounces there, losing an easy shot, while others make the error of stepping into this zone and volleying the ball directly, which is against the rules. Misusing the kitchen in these ways can quickly cost you points. The kitchen rule is simple. You can step into this zone to hit a ball only after it has bounced. Never volley, hit it before a bounce. While you're standing in the kitchen, to avoid kitchen mistakes, don't be afraid to step forward and hit a soft shot like a dink. If the ball lands in the kitchen on your side, just make sure you step back out before the next ball if it's coming in the air. By respecting the no volley rule and using the kitchen for what it's meant for, strategic soft shots, you'll avoid faults and keep yourself in the point. Mistake number 4, hitting too hard without control. It feels great to smash the ball, but relying on power alone is a common rookie mistake. If you try to hit every shot as hard as possible, you'll likely send many balls out of bounds or into the net. Overhitting means you're sacrificing control and placement. Remember, in pickleball, a well-placed shot usually beats a hard shot that lacks accuracy. To fix this, focus on controlled swings instead of all-out power. Use a mix of shot speeds. For example, learn to hit soft dink shots and medium pace shots in addition to the occasional smash. Pick your moments to go for power, like when you have an easy high ball, but otherwise aim for consistency. By adding finesse to your game and not swinging full force at every ball, you'll keep more shots in play and frustrate your opponents with smart placement. Mistake number 5, misjudging the ball. New players often misjudge the ball's path or speed. You might swing too early or too late, only to whiff the ball or hit it off the tip of your paddle. Another scenario is thinking a ball will go out of bounds and choosing not to hit it, but then it lands in, and you lose the point. These misjudgments are part of learning, but they can be costly during a game. Improving this aspect comes with practice and focus. Always watch the ball closely from the moment it leaves your opponent's paddle. Try to make contact with the ball in front of your body and at the peak of its bounce or highest point in the air to give yourself the best chance to hit it solidly. If you're unsure whether a ball's going to land in, it's usually safer to play it rather than let it drop. Over time, as you play more, your ability to predict where the ball's heading will get better and you'll make fewer judgment errors. Mistake number 6, poor communication in doubles. Pickleball is often played as a doubles game and teamwork is crucial. Without good communication, you and your partner might both go for the same shot, or worse, both leave the ball for each other, resulting in an easy miss. Lack of communication can also lead to confusion about who covers which part of the court. The solution is to constantly communicate with your partner. Before the game, you agree on some basic signals or plans. For example, who will take lobs or how you'll switch sides if needed. During play, call out mine or yours loudly and early whenever you plan to take a shot. Encourage each other and keep talking between points about what's working and what isn't. By staying in sync and letting each other know your intentions, you'll cover the court better and avoid those mix-ups. Mistake number 7, ignoring strategy and shot selection. A lot of beginners focus only on getting the ball over the net and they ignore strategy. They might hit the same type of shot every time or react without thinking about where they want to place the ball. If you play without a plan, you become predictable and miss opportunities to outsmart your opponent. To up your game, start thinking strategically. Mix up your shots instead of doing the same thing every rally. For example, if you've been hitting deep shots to the baseline repeatedly, try a short dink to catch your opponent off guard. Notice your opponent's weaknesses. Perhaps their backhand is shaky or they struggle with shots near their feet, and aim for those areas. Also work with a strategy in doubles, like targeting one player more or moving opponents side to side. By having a game plan and varying your shots, you'll keep your opponents guessing and gain the upper hand in rallies. Mistake number 8, not practicing a variety of shots. Some players stick to what they know and never practice other types of shots. Maybe your forehand drive is comfortable, so you use it almost exclusively. However, if you don't develop other shots like dinks, lobs, volleys, and backhand strokes, you'll be limited in matches. Your opponents will catch on and exploit the shots you avoid. The best way to avoid this is to practice those less comfortable shots until they become second nature. Spend time on the court drilling your backhand, your soft dink shots, your drop shots, and your lobs. By improving and trusting each of these, you'll become a more well-rounded player. In a game, having a variety of shots means you can respond to any situation, whether it's a slow, delicate rally at the net or a fast-paced exchange from the baseline. When you can do it all, you won't have a glaring weak spot for opponents to target. Mistake number 9, bad court positioning. No man's land. Where you stand on the court can make or break a point. Beginners often end up in a spot that's neither here nor there, commonly referred to as no man's land. This is the mid-court area, too far from the net to hit volleys and too far forward to comfortably return deep shots. If you camp out in this zone, you're likely to get caught by fast drives at your feet or lobs over your head because it's hard to react well from that position. Good positioning is about being in the best spot for each situation. Typically, you want to either be near the baseline when you're defending or expecting a deep shot, or up at the non-volley line when you're attacking or in a net exchange. Avoid staying in between those spots. For example, after you serve, don't just take a couple of steps forward and stop. You should either stay back to handle the return or move all the way up to the kitchen line once it's safe to do so. During a point, keep adjusting your position. Move up when you hit a short dink or drop shot and retreat when you see your opponent winding up for a deep drive. By staying out of no man's land and positioning yourself smartly, you'll be able to cover the court much more effectively. Mistake number 10, skipping warm-ups and cool-downs. Enthusiasm is great, but jumping straight into a game without warming up is a mistake many newcomers make. If you start cold, your muscles are tight and your reflexes might be slow, raising the risk of injury or shaky performance in the first few points. Similarly, once a session is over, some players just pack up and leave without cooling down. Skipping a cool down can leave you more sore and can slow down your recovery for the next game. Make it a habit to warm up before playing. Spend at least a few minutes doing light exercises or dynamic stretches. You can jog around the court, do arm and shoulder circles, and take a few practice swings or gentle hits with your paddle. This gets your body ready and limber for action. After playing, take time to cool down, do some slow walking, and then stretch the major muscle groups: legs, shoulders, arms. Cooling down helps your heart rate return to normal and prevents your muscles from tightening up. Warming up properly helps you play at your best from the first serve, and cooling down helps prevent injuries, keeping you in good shape for your next match.